Assalamualaikum and good greetings. So today I'll be watching a video by Chloe Jam titled How I Became Muslim and Why It Worked for Me. So as usual, many of this channel I have never seen before, but because they told about them reverting to Islam, it tend to be suggested by YouTube to me. I think the YouTube algorithm already know the type of video that I always seek for. Yeah, so without further ado, let's watch.
I'm currently 23 and I became a Muslim a little after I turned 19. It was around end of January, early February, almost 6 years ago. To give a little...
Anyway, so yeah, I think that is interesting. People make such a big life choice at 19. I haven't done any significant choice of my life at 19, I think.
Little history so you can understand how I got to the point of being Muslim. I grew up Christian. I believed in Christianity for, I would say, up until I was a teenager, and then I started to question things because I was not just part of some Sunday school kids stuff. I was hearing the sermons. I was listening to conversations. I was being more involved in, I guess, learning. Now, what led me away from Christianity was the faith itself. I never could grasp or understand the Holy Trinity. It just did not click in my head for me. None of it made sense, and for me personally, I've always believed that it was a very big contradiction. A big thing for me was I would constantly ask people about Jesus. I could not understand how a human being could be part God as well as being the son of himself as well as himself, and I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, the way she phrased it, right? Son of himself, because from what I understand, Trinity is basically those who believe in Trinity do not believe in three God. They believe in one God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit or Holy Ghost. But that one God is described as Father as well as Son, and meaning the Son of the Father, because the term used, right? But all of this is still himself, right? So
did believe that there was a reason for our existence. I believed in God, but the Jesus thing just made no sense, and I decided, okay, I'm not a Christian, I'm not anything, but part of me was pretty much like, I still believe there's a God, but I didn't know that there was a faith for what I believed in by my own reasoning. Another big part was, just to add this in, was anyone I asked questions to would tell me when they couldn't give me a solid answer that was not only logical but explained it in a way where it made sense. It wasn't a contradiction. And when they couldn't answer my questions, they would tell me to have blind faith, that we don't have to understand, and I was like, no, I would like to understand what I'm supposed to be believing in, I was constantly getting into situations which made me just want to leave even more, to eventually just leaving that all.
now, what she said, of course, it resonates with me, because I sincerely believe that the reality you should be able to make sense of it, right? Because some people make or fail to make a distinction between something makes sense and something can be imagined, right? When if we say we do not have the capacity to imagine the powerful of God, meaning God himself, we do not have the capacity to imagine. That makes sense. But it still makes sense. It is different when you say, how can that be that doesn't make sense, or you cannot think. But that is not about imagining things. That's not about, that's like, that is not even making any sense. You understand? So from my position, that's where normally when people say the three Abrahamic religion, right? When people say about Islam, Christianity, and Judaism, that's where I think in the Christianity issue is in the belief in the nature of God itself, or himself, meaning that belief itself, that makes it hard to, like, how to make sense of that.
Having happened, this led into me just slipping down a slope into having confusion, not having something to answer my questions, nothing to help me face the situations I was in life. I didn't have something that pushed me forward and gave me a strong mentality and all those things. So with all of that, eventually I made a few choices in life that were just ones you just shouldn't be taking. I was surrounded by other people who were also in that kind of state of mind, and this bad lifestyle that we all lived was kind of seen as normal. Gosh, as early as 13, people were like cool for harming themselves, and I'm sorry to say that, but like that was the weirdest thing to witness at 13, and later on in life look back and be like, that's messed up. Confusion, downhill, doing stupid things, and no rock to hold on with.
That's an interesting point as well, right? I mean, because normally we talk about religion is like almost pitting religion with religion. So this religion make more sense, how, right? But what she mentioned is that even though Christianity doesn't make sense to her, but going out of it and have no things to hold on to can lead to more messed up things, right? So because when people do not have any direction, sometimes that's more dangerous than having a direction even though it's wrong. In terms of afterlife, that is also dangerous, right? Meaning that you're holding on to something that is false. But in terms of the worldly life, that's why some people say it's at least better to have religion than not having a religion. I don't know.
All of this adding and piling up, that did lead me to making a choice where I was in hospital. Unfortunately, thankfully, I was too dumb to know what I was doing, and I was perfectly fine, so no worries about that. Because of that decision, where it led me to, someone I knew at the time found out and I guess asked me what I believed in, and I said I just don't believe in anything. I didn't really expand to this person that I did believe in God, because I just didn't want it to be like here's Christianity to save you, and I knew that was not going to work. Surprisingly though, they sent me an Islamic video, which was an atheist asking Dr. Zakir Naik a couple questions that I personally had, and I'm pretty sure in the video it expanded on the Islamic view of Jesus as well. So it was like the answer to everything that I was questioning and believed in all in one go. And I knew from that very moment of watching that video, like, I am a Muslim, like, this is what I believe in, this is my thing, this is what I've been looking for years. After watching that video,
I guess that is why the biggest conversion or reverting, meaning the demographic that goes into Islam, the biggest population or demographic is from the Christianity side, right? And I think in the Quran also, is it in the Quran or the Hadith, that state that of course the Christian is the closest to us in terms of belief. It's just that from the Islamic perspective, they are misled to think of something. They honestly think that is the truth. They do not purposely go astray. They really think that is the case, whatever they believe in. But you know, some time back, someone twisted things, etc., to make that as the belief system, right? But many of them who like she is here, you know, rationalize things, etc., so they will filter out certain things, because they, of course, there are a lot of still valid things and good things in Christianity, but when they filter out something that doesn't make sense, then they end up to actually believe basically the same belief that Islam is bringing forth.
That led me into a rabbit hole of just watching so many videos, looking online at so many different sites and things, and eventually, not long after, actually, probably a couple days, I took the shahada in the privacy of my room. I had no clue where a mosque was. I had no clue about communities or anyone. I just looked up if it's okay to do it alone, and they were like, yes, you can.
So just several days. That is amazing. That is amazing. I think because she already believed, and what she listened to, or what she read or listened to resonates with what she already believed in, right?
Can do your shahada alone, as long as Allah knows, like, you made the shahada, that's good enough. That's how I ended up becoming a Muslim, the simplified shortened version. But why it worked for me was definitely this growing up and being brought up to have your own thoughts and opinions really led me towards my ability as an individual to question what was being taught to me in church, knowing I'm allowed to form an opinion, to question things, have my own beliefs, you know. A lot had to do with my mum giving me that freedom. It was never, this is how it is with her. She's a very good parent in that way, where we can always explore, see what the world has to offer, and educate ourselves about many different things, not what she tells us. Growing up in that type of way, that sense, helped me to find Islam. Even though, you know, as this person introduced it to me, I was able to, of my own belief, say, you know, that's what I believe in, that makes sense to me. Becoming Muslim and having Islam in my life, it helped me basically avoid and get rid of people who were not good influences in my life. I was able to learn about what is harmful, what's beneficial, shape my lifestyle into something that was helping me become a happier, better person who was more mentally strong and able to take on every bad thing. I was, in a way, I had no excuse to not find the positives in every situation. I've come across, you know, I'm still human, like, things can still get to me, but I'm more equipped to, you know, not just give up or just view something as completely horrible. There's always something great you can take out of a situation. And this has helped me become a happier, better person. Obviously not perfect, I still have my flaws, but it has been that rock in life to hold on to that I've been looking for. It's brought me so many new amazing friends. Some might not still be friends now, but they've helped shape my life. Some people we don't talk as much as we used to, but they've made more of an impact on me in that short amount of time than like 3 years of friendship with someone from school, you know. My family and I went through a really big hardship, and it was the Muslim community that came together for us, which was for me a blessing for my family to be able to see that we have that support. and that we can be that support and have such a tight community. And so I could go on and on about how good Islam has been for my life. That's pretty much how I ended up becoming a Muslim and why it stuck, and it wasn't just a phase as much as many people tried to tell me around the first year. I hope this helps put my story, I guess, out there. I hope you guys can take away something from this or relate in any way. Everyone has such a different story, but they're also beautiful and unique in their own ways. So that is going to be it for today's video. If you want to see videos on how I met my husband or the vlog of the place where I'm at today, they're all on Patreon, link in the description. Yeah, with all of that being said, this is going to be it for today's video. Don't forget to comment your thoughts down below, subscribe to know when the next video is out, and with all of this having been done and said, may Allah bless you and your family.
Okay, so yeah, interesting. There are certain things that is common between, meaning having seen many meaning different stories and different sharing from different people, you can see certain trends, right? And of course you can see different type of journey that leads to someone towards eventually becoming Muslim. But anyway, I think that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. See you next time.